we're gonna slow things down dramatically now. This is gonna be part 2. And teach him how to stay in place. His type of energy, the lack of impulse control that he has, he's a dog that really has to have this slow patterning before we expect him to stay in place. And I'm gonna proof this boundary a bit stronger than it already is. I can't proof the boundary when we're doing fast-paced food work. It's just too hard for him. So I'm gonna show you how we do that for most of the dogs. And for him, sometimes we don't have to do it this way, but for him, it's something that he has to have in order to be able to settle down into that duration. I've got food on me, and that's only gonna be used if he seems a little stressed. And I have to warn you guys at home, he will quite possibly be a little stressed, and we will see, or a lot stressed, we'll find out. We'll find out, won't we? This is just part of it. It's an important part of it. The dog has to learn how to work through corrections and work through stress, especially an anxious dog that honestly, he just doesn't know whether he's coming or going. His brain needs to be slowed down before he develops some behavioral issues. Place. Good. Heel. Good. Place. Good. No. Heel. Good. Place. Good. Heel. Good. Place. Good. All right, guys, so if you've seen me do this before, it's basically setting a dog up. Again, it's very important. I'm gonna do the easy version with him because I know this is gonna be really hard. I know how hard this is gonna be for him. So this is the easy version. Rather than me saying place and I just fluidly keep moving, which I'll show you in a minute, I'm stopping. Where are you going? He touched my finger and it shocked him a bit. Perfect timing for that. Good boy. You're all right. See? You're all right. I'm going to get rid of all the static. I'm going to pause for a second before I move forward. See any step I take, see how he gets up, that has to stop. Place. Good. Oh, you stinker. You stinker. I guess you are paying attention. We'll try it again. No? Good. So that was pretty mild, guys, and I'm purposefully doing it mildly because I know he's gonna struggle with this, so I'm kind of giving him some precursors to understand what I'm asking before I do a bigger setup. Good boy. So what I did there, it's so important. Paused, moved forward, I was ready, gave a little pop and moved back at the same time. That's my guidance. My moving back is my guidance. It is essential. In the beginning, do not just pop your dog and stay out here. Do not just correct your dog without guiding them through what you do want them to do. Because it's like, nope, don't step off. Do this instead. You have to show them. Heel. Good boy. Place. Good. He's already calmer. You see that? Heel. So we're going to place. No. Place. Wait for him to settle. Then keep moving away for context. Good. So I did the same thing. The difference was I kept moving. Good decision. The worst thing I could do right now is use food with this dog. I know that seems counterintuitive. I know some of you are saying, give him praise, give him a pet. Where's his food reward? The thing is, if I use food, I will have to, at this point, with this dog, every dog is different, but with this dog, and a lot of the dogs we get in are like him, they just haven't had structure. They've been on the street or in a backyard or in a shelter, and they just haven't had that structure to know how to do this on their own. Or their temperament is just like our border collie. He's nuts. He has to be told to settle down. He can't do that on his own very often. My point is that if I use food, or if I pet him, or I get too giggly, or if I get too happy even, if I just smile because he's so cute and I soften my energy, makes it 10 times harder for him to learn how to do this. Why would I do that in the early stages? Why would I sabotage what I'm trying to do? So please keep that in mind. That's not every dog. So I just hope you guys understand that if I was to reward him, he would get up even more. He'd want to be next to me. He'd be even more needy than he already is. And it would cause more confusion. It would actually hinder his ability to clearly understand what I'm asking. Even me talking right now, it's much harder for him. Give him some guidance down. So I told you that I would use food if he seemed pretty stressed. He is a little stressed, but it's different. He's still focusing on me. He's still in tune with me. It's not the type of stress that I need to build him up with food to create clarity. He does not need that. He's just a little bit like, whoa, okay, maybe this is what she wants then, instead of, being on my hip looking for food. Good job, bud. Heel. See this? This is normal. Heel, give guidance. Come on, bud. Good boy. Good job. That's very normal. Very normal. Good. Because he's like, wait, you've spent the last 3 minutes place making it very clear I'm not allowed to move. What do you mean you want me to move? That creates clarity. Yeah, in context. Heel. Hope that makes sense to you guys at home. Place, it's kind of like if you work with your dogs, with a squirrel, for instance, they get a correction for going after the squirrel and they just lay down. You have to recall them out of it, probably guide them with leash several times to help them understand what you did want them to do in that moment. It creates clarity, it creates context. See ones? So I'll just take this opportunity to set him up again if needed to make sure he knows that this person's not going to pet him every time he comes into the room, because that's what he thinks. It's where some of his anxiety is coming from. Place. Good. One more element of this I want to talk about, especially getting in a new dog, is that me doing this every day over and over is going to build a bond. It's going to build a lot of trust between the two of us. So things that he's unsure about because of what I'm doing, it will create clarity and he'll be great. About your dogs at home, many of them do what gets them what they want, which is food or attention of some sort. That's very common. It takes building a bond with your dog in the way of getting them to do things they don't necessarily want to do without an immediate reward, without always getting praised for it. There's a little bit of an element of that that's really important in building the right type of bond with your dog. I don't want my dog doing things for me just to get something out of it all the time. Obviously there's variations between different temperaments, but I hope that makes some sense to you guys. I want my dog to do things for me because we have a relationship that's built off trust, it's built off reward, but not because they think they're gonna get food every single time. Anyway, I wanna be able to ask him to do something and he do it out of habit, out of muscle memory, That'll be the beginning, and then our relationship that builds from that. He knows that there's a combination of, he knows that he has to do it, he knows that he doesn't have a choice. And then so that kind of builds respect. And then through that builds the trust and the love and all the good stuff that comes along with it. Isn't that right, buddy? You're so cute. Anyway, now he is going to hang out here for probably a good half hour. And then we'll just do this whole thing again. We'll do the faster paced work, and then I'll really slow him down. And his faster paced work will improve because of the slow patterning. Yeah. And yeah, see, it's all for him. I know the human likes it too, but all for him. Anyway, we'll do the slow patterning and then do another bout of duration. So I hope you guys, I know these videos are on the longer side, so if you've stayed tuned this long, I hope you got some benefit out of it. After months of continuing the slower work with his owners, he greatly improved. Here he is with his new pack mate sleeping.